One bleary gray morning, Jax woke up with a sinking feeling in her stomach. She remembered her math test was a few days away, and she felt sick. She wondered how other students finished their math so quickly, in half the time it took Jax to finish hers. She often felt bad about this, but her teacher, Miss Bell, was kind and encouraging, which helped Jax. Jax got dressed and headed down to the kitchen. She thought of all the questions that would be on her math test: multiplication, geometry, fractions, probability. Her head started spinning just thinking about it. Jax looked at the clock on the wall. She saw that the little hand was pointing to the 8. Well, almost. So that meant it was close to 8 a.m. What time is it? Jax wandered into the living room and laid down parallel to the fireplace. She looked at the rectangle and remembered when Miss Bell taught them about perimeter. Jax knew she was 5 feet tall, so the length of the bottom and top side were 5 feet each. She looked to the tall sides and imagined her body segmented into fifths, kind of like fractions. If she was taller than the fireplace, that meant the height of the fireplace was 4/5 of her height, which was 5 feet. So the length of the tall sides were 4 feet each. Jax went to the back porch, amazed at her mental math skills. She saw a piece of lattice and remembered Miss Bell teaching them multiplication using a grid similar to the lattice. She counted the squares across the bottom, 12 in total. A square has 4 equal sides, remembered Jax, so it's 12 by 12, she thought. Yikes, that's a big number. How else could Jax figure this out? Jax thought 10 times 10 is easier. So if I break up the lattice grid into smaller pieces, I can multiply like that too. So 10 times 10 is 100 in the orange, 12 times 2 is 24 in the purple, and 2 times 10 is 20 in the blue. And then you just simply add 100 plus 24 plus 20 equals 144. 12 times 12 is 144. Jax marveled at her memory and was wondering if she was losing her marbles. Math seemed to be everywhere today. She looked around the porch and there were shapes everywhere. They were brighter than anything else, and she tried to remember all of them. The birdhouse had a triangle for a roof, the bowl on the table was an oval, and the chimes were rectangular prisms. Oh no, thought Jax, math is taking over. What shapes can you see in your environment? Jax ran back into her house. It must be low blood sugar, she thought. Yes, that's what's wrong with me. I need a Slurpee. Jax went to the table and counted her allowance. 2 toonies and a loonie. She wanted the biggest, most super-sized Slurpee she could get. Jax had a total of $5. If the biggest, most super-sized Slurpee cost $3.74 plus 10% tax, would she have enough money to get that colossal sugar-packed heaping mound of frozen goodness? Jax thought, figuring out 10% is easy. Just move the decimal from $3.74 2 places over, and you have 37 cents. 37 cents is 10% of $3.74. So then you add 37 cents to 374. Can I do that in my head, thought Jax? 374 plus 37. How about I count by tens first? I know there's 3 sets of tens in 37. Plus another 7. So 374, 384, 394 plus 7 equals 402. Math just made my day taste better, thought Jax. Jax looked across the street and saw the neighbors playing basketball. They kept scoring baskets from about 5 feet away. Jax watched the ball leave their hands at the same angle each time. But what angle? Jax thought hard, trying to remember what an angle was. She thought back to the clock on the wall in her kitchen. If it was 3 o'clock, the hands on the clock would have a 90-degree angle. The basketball appeared to be leaving the hands of the players at about half of a 90-degree angle. What is half of a 90-degree angle? Jax thought about what else she was learning at school and how it could help her at home. Every Friday was family game night. Jax's family drew names from a hat to see who got to choose the game. There are 5 people in Jax's family. What is the probability that Jax's name will be drawn from the hat? What is the probability that someone other than Jax's name will be drawn? On her walk to school a few days later, Jax didn't feel so worried about her test. She remembered how much math there is all around us, and that made it easier for her to estimate and use her problem-solving skills to find the answers. She would use mental math, draw pictures, and try and find ways to connect math to her life, because that made it easier for her. Miss Bell handed her her test and smiled encouragingly. "You can do it, Jax," said Miss Bell. "Thanks, Miss Bell. I think I can too."